Remarks?
Well, I thought obviously Nate was awesome tonight. Threw the ball really well, both sides of the plate with velocity. Didn't walk many guys, and that was important with a team that puts up numbers like these guys do. He executed our game plan, and as I mentioned on the way in, it's really difficult when you haven't seen a team, but you see their numbers. And so we had a game plan. Obviously, if it didn't work, we were going to make an adjustment. But it worked tonight, and that was due to him. Tyler's home run in the first inning was big because I think, like everybody else, we had jitters coming out, and to have that big hit and sort of settle us down, and then to score 6 in the first 3 innings, that really kind of allowed Nathan to be a little bit more in the strike zone, not have to really stay outside. He could miss a little bit bigger, and that really helped us out a lot.
Questions, guys?
Question for Nathan. How much easier was it for you once you had that big 3-run lead early on to just settle down and throw strikes?
Man, it made it really easy. Whenever I know my guys' bats are hot, I relax a little bit. I'm not as tense, and I can just go with the flow and not really worry about anything major. And then plus the defense behind me. Whenever we seem to hit, our guys are a lot better on the field. They're not down themselves. They come in pretty up with their heads up. They're not really worrying about their at-bats at all. And then I could just rely on my defense and throw it in the strike zone. And as you can tell, I had pretty good defense behind me today, so that helped out a lot.
Tyler, your bat was extra hot today. What were you seeing in there?
Just really focusing on what Coach told me. Told me not to try to do too much at the plate. Really focusing on fundamentals and stuff, and just kind of let the barrel head fly through the zone, and good things happened for me.
Question for Nathan. What was working well for you tonight? What was getting in the strike zone?
Man, we started throwing in the bullpen, and my curveball was breaking pretty good. I was excited about it, and fastball was running. My two-seam was moving really well. And actually, all I threw was two-seam. I didn't throw any four-seam because I liked the tail that I had today. And I mean, everything was working. I threw one changeup, and the guy hit a high fly ball to left field in the 8th inning, and that was my first changeup of the day. I kind of left it up, but the fastball and curveball both were just working for me really well.
Is that it, gentlemen?
Coach, you had a player who had an incredibly long at bat. He had that dropped fly or dropped right between the two fielders.
Yeah.
Talk about his battle on the plate.
Well, Chad, it's funny, Chad had an at-bat just like that in the regional tournament, and I don't know how many pitches it was, 12, 13, 14, I don't know how long it was. But it was a great at-bat, outside of the fact that he missed a sign in there too. He stayed in there and he battled a little bit, and man, it was a great at-bat, and he got on base and he won it. And the same thing happened in the regional tournament. And that was big for our team. It's big momentum, and he's had some really good at-bats like that this year. And again, it was big for us. I think, though, that it might have been the inning that we left a guy on third base with no outs, which that was the disappointing thing to me. We missed some execution tonight in the small game. We missed some signs, didn't execute in some spots, and that was one that I kept bringing back because that was the 5th inning, and I go, man, we had the runner at third base, nobody out, and you've got to score that guy 100% of the time, and we didn't get him in. So, but yeah, it was a great at bat, and I think it, when he kept fouling it off, it sort of swung momentum for us. But their pitcher did a good job of settling down, and he got the pitches he needed. So.
Coach, how important was it to get this first win with the bright lights here, first trip here, and everything like that?
I think it was crucial. We came in here today, and I mentioned this several times. We weren't intimidated. We were excited. We were excited to come in here. Honestly, I think our guys would agree with this. We didn't really know what to expect. We've never seen the College of Wooster, but we know the history, and we know their coach's history and their program's history. So we didn't really know what to expect, but I did know we would compete well, and I think we did that. And I think that was the most important part. I think getting the first win will allow us to relax a little bit now. It doesn't mean it gets easier. It just means we can relax. and we don't have that hanging over our head. So I think it was big, and I think it'll allow us to relax. Again, don't mistake that for me believing it's going to get easier. It's not. It's just going to get tougher. But at least we can relax knowing that we've got a win under our belt.
Coach, you used Nate pretty specifically, pretty intentionally all year.
Right.
One start a week, not bringing him in for any relief appearances. How quickly could you bring him back in a situation like this?
I don't know. We'll talk about that down the road. Nate has another year. Nate has some professional possibilities as well. So we're not going to do anything that'll hurt a pitcher. And so Nate, that'll be something that we talk about down the road, but it won't be before we get later in this tournament, much later.